What's going on, boys? NealGuides here. Welcome back to another video. We got some content today. We got Rabiot, a Moments card, or the Moments SPC Rabiot, a card that I'm actually looking quite forward to. Obviously, in Syria there isn't the best. You do have Cassio, and you do have a few other cards. I do like playing Giroud as a right back in CDM, so I think Rabiot could be a good card. Medium, not the best, I'll be honest, in terms of work rate. So ideally want high, or high medium, or medium high, depending on how you want to play him. But if you put him on medium on balance with a high, I find that they work pretty well positionally, anyway speaking. 6'4", he does have 3-star, which is probably the biggest letdown, I think, above them all is a 3-star. And obviously being in Syria, he is French though, that's the benefit. So you can get him in together. We're having issues with getting Mbappe, Ben Yedder and Neymar like in a 4-5-1. But you can now get Ronaldo in that team with Rabiot. So that's actually a good option as well. Sprint speed, really good. Really good shooting. So it's got good attack positioning, decent finishing and good shot power and long shots. Realistically, finishing is not that important because when you're shooting outside the box, don't forget the only stats that matter that is shot power and long shots. Obviously composure as well and curve, but mainly shot power and long shots. Finishing is only for when you're shooting inside the penalty arc and above, whereas outside the penalty arc is mainly just the long shots. And where the penalty arc is, it's a mixture of both the finishing and the long shot stat. His passing though is really good. 90 short passing, 85. That will help with a 3-star weak foot if you do use it on his right foot, on his weaker foot. The thing that really lets him down, in my opinion, is the agility balance. Agility balance is one of the most important things at this stage of FIFA. You need to have good agility balance, especially in bad gameplay, in bad delay. If you're playing in a bad gameplay and you have really bad agility balance, your players are going to feel like trucks. So that's the benefit of using agile dribbling. You can still use strafe to kind of counteract it, but let's say, for example, you're getting pressed and there's delay. You want agility balance to maneuver out these situations. Unfortunately, 81 and 77 balance, especially with the fact he's 6'4". If he was 5'10", it'll be not too bad. But because he's much taller, you need a high agility and balance to compensate for that. Does have the reactions, ball control, dribbling and composure. But again, apart from composure, the rest of dribbling stats, in my opinion, are non-existent. Don't really matter too much because agility and balance is not that good. You can't have like a 99 ball control, 99 dribbling if agility and balance is not that good. You rather have 99 balance and agility than have the other way around. His defending though is really good. He's got really good defending and really good physical. So he can play either left centre mid, right centre mid. Can also play like a CDM on stay back while attacking. I see him more as like a clunky CDM. I think with his shadow, it looks like a really good card. If you want to do him, if you want to actually do him, you need to do, of course, an 84 rated squad, 70 chemistry, and of course for that you get a jumbo premium gold pack, one Piemonte or Juventus player, team of the week player, and then the second one is Syria and an 85 rated 65 chem. So it's not that bad. I can't imagine his price being way too much. In case you're wondering what I was talking about earlier on, I was talking about trying to get him into your team. So in case you're wondering what I was talking about, I'll quickly show you over here. So I'm going over to foot bin over here, and as you can see, we'll go over the chemistries in a second. But one of the biggest things people have an issue with is getting Neymar. Squad builder not working. Great. Issue is getting Neymar in your team and trying to. It seems like foot bin is down. Don't forget there is now this face-off thing that's going on EA, Twitch.com, EA Sports, whatever. They're doing some tournament. But yeah, no, like I was saying, I think a shadow on will be really good. That way you get the sprint speed up to at least 94. You get the stand tackling and the slide tackling up, and you get the defensive awareness up a bit. You can go with the likes of Engine. Engine is the only way to make him a bit more usable, I would say, as a centre mid. He is, 3-star. I mean, look, realistically, I don't know how much he's going to cost. I'm going to say around about 200k. But this Cassio card is actually not a bad card. Unfortunately, Footbin is currently not working, or is down, or is taking a long time to load. So I can't exactly show you. But yeah, if we see, for example, like Cassio. Now, obviously, he's not French, but the benefit of Cassio is he's 324k, so you can argue he's tradable. That's the most important thing, because if you buy Rabiot and you find out you don't like him, you're pretty much stuck with him. But because Cassio has the much better balance, you can put a shadow on him, and it actually ends up becoming a better card overall. The short pass is a bit better. The main thing I'm looking at is the weak foot, the 4-star weak foot, which really puts him above the rest. And that's what I'd say in terms of that. He is high as well. So 6 foot high and got a 4-star weak foot. So in my opinion, I would get Cassio over Rabiot. That's just kind of my opinion on that matter. When I was talking about the 4-5-1, while I was saying that, we have the Ribery card, which is actually a pretty good card. Some of you guys have done him. If you haven't done him, If the footbin works, that is, I can't even show you because footbin doesn't work. But while we attempt to wait for that, if you see, for example, over here, you know, if you have the French links, the problem is Cassio is AC Milan. If you want to get, you know, Ronaldo into your team with the rest of us, like let's say you want to get Ronaldo over here, if it works, still not loading. But if you want to get Ronaldo, the benefit is, of course, you can link him to Rabiot. So it's definitely a card I would say that's worth doing. Is he really meta per se? I really don't know too much. In terms of the rest of the content, I don't even know what's out. Let's have a look. We've got the rest of the content. And by the way, I'll give you my quick review as well on that SBC Mbappe as well, because people ask me about my opinions on that. We do have Giroud, which I think is that's the old card. I think we know about that, right? Moments Giroud, we saw that one already. Or very briefly, in case you haven't seen that Giroud card, I'll quickly show you that. I'll give you my opinion on that. Giroud is kind of another one of those cards. I wouldn't say he's a meta card per se, but he's definitely a card that is worth doing. In terms of like Giroud, see, with a lot of these free cards, if you have the time, they're worth doing. Why not? I always say, you know, assist 2 goals from crosses. It's not a bad thing to do, to be honest. It's not that bad. Score finesse goals in 3 separate matches. Score 10 Premier League goals using Premier League's forwards with 8 matches. So I'll be honest, you can do this in 15 matches to get. I mean, it's kind of a long, I won't lie, but the benefit of this Giroud card, I'm not gonna lie to you. Apart from, I suppose you can say the height, the agility balance is not too bad. I do look at his weak foot, and I think, you know what, with a hunter, maybe he's not too bad. The only thing I look at really is I look at that agility and balance. The fact he's 6'4", the same thing in Rabiot would be a bit clunky. But if you're looking for a Premier League striker, or you're looking for a French player to link them up, he might not be that bad of a card. But the 3-star weak foot, he really does let him down. And then Mbappe, the Mbappe, everyone asked me about this card. Do not waste your money. This Mbappe card, it's not even appearing, but this Mbappe card is an absolute waste of your money. See with these cards, with Mbappe, a lot of these cards, people always say to me, look, Mbappe, is he a good card? I just think Mbappe is a mediocre card, especially as a central player. As a winger, he's good, as gold Mbappe. But this is the thing, you're talking about a card that's 2.1 million coins now. Gold Mbappe is a really good winger, but don't get this confused. He's not a good striker. Now, you might say he's a good striker. People have been saying, I'm in gold 1, elite 3, and he's a good striker. Well, it's all fine and dandy. But once you're up against a good player who knows how to defend Mbappe, his weak foot is atrocious. Now, the gold Mbappe is the worst because he hasn't got the best balance. Neymar on paper and even in game feels better. I had Mbappe, I sold him. I have Neymar, shoots on both weak foots. Once you get Neymar on your team and you have him over Mbappe, you'll know what I'm talking about. Mbappe is a better winger, left mid, right mid, but that is all. I'd rather have Mbappe in my team because of the strength on the wing. Maybe I'll still have Neymar at the end of the day, but you can use Mbappe on a wing. Now, the issue is with the upgraded cards with Mbappe's, these can play in a striker because he does get his shot power up. I think you got to put a hunter on him. But then, of course, it's kind of useless because, of course, you increase acceleration and sprint speed, so it's already maxed out. So your only other second bet is to go with finisher, and that way you get the balance up. So that way is the only one I'll go with the finisher. At least you get the shot power maxed out. It does make it a feasible card. But for 2.1 million, it's an absolute fast. For that kind of money, you're talking about CR7. You're talking about getting CR7 and Neymar and getting someone like Dalglish all for the same price. So can you imagine you can get, I think Dalglish costs how much? Base Dalglish at 800k, Neymar's 500k, and Ronaldo's what, 700k. So you can get 3 of the best players, arguably the 3 best strikers in the game, who are going to be better than Mbappe for the price of his SBC. So that is why literally it's not worth doing this Mbappe SBC. Don't go ahead and do him unless you're a top tier fan. And even if you are, let's say you're an Mbappe fan, literally just go ahead and buy the record breaker card. Unfortunately, Footbin has decided to just delay my video, and we're going to go. It's already 9 minutes on, so apologies for the delay. Normally I try to do this quick, swiftly as possible. Unfortunately, Footbin is down while we have to wait for that. Yeah, but you can see, for example, 91 Mbappe over there, 2.3 million. Listen, just save your money. Look, you're talking about, okay, the player of the month has better pace, bit better dribbling, and that's important. The passing is not that important, right? Now, if you buy this card, you don't like him, you can sell him and that's it. You take your 5% loss on the EA tax and you call it a day. But if you buy this player of the month, you spend 2.1 million coins. And you can say to me, yes, no, I got fodder, I got 700k over photo, yes, but even then, what if you don't like Mbappe? You're going to be like, look, Neil, you say his left foot was bad, I used him in game, his left foot is dreadful, I want to get rid of him. Now what? I've had people say to me that Team of the Year Mbappe's left foot is bad. So remember this, if Team of the Year's Mbappe left foot is bad, do take that in mind. Do take that in mind. I'll say always say that with a grain of salt. So I would say go ahead and buy the record breaker. After you've had the record breaker, if you like him, keep him. If not, then you can sell him. You can, of course, buy the 91, which is even cheaper. Of course, the left wing variation, because don't forget, this one is a left wing variation. The difference between this card and this card is not that much. Look at it. Look, literally, you can see this is the Player of the Month card. If it loads, that is. When it loads, you'll see that's the Player of the Month card. There's a bit of a difference, but unless you're playing him in a striker type position, you're not going to notice the difference. But that's kind of my take on Mbappe. I really wouldn't do him. I really wouldn't waste my money. Even if you got the fodder, I'd rather save the money up for like an SBC that's worth doing, in my opinion, as opposed to doing Mbappe. And if we go over to, for example, the 91 card, you can see, look, it's just -1 stats. The passing is not that important. It's not going to make a difference. The physicality is not that important either. The most important thing is -1 for everything for pace, dribbling, and shooting. Are you going to notice that difference? No. And for the fact you can get him tradable for the fraction of a cost of 1.73 million, you're better off just getting that card. But that's kind of my take on the Mbappe, on the Giroud, and of course on the Rabiot card. Sancho, I wouldn't waste my money on either. You guys kind of know the show on that. He's a decent card, but you know, you just get someone like Nedved. If you want someone with a 5-star week foot, get Neymar on 8 chemistry. And that's pretty much it, just catching up. I've already made that on my second account. But anyway, guys, thank you very much for watching. Take it easy, and I'll catch you tomorrow. Peace out, boys.